Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's a trade of the day, Monday afternoon / evening Zoom edition, and we're inching closer to that Bitcoin halving. In the past, in the very short term, that event is often a, buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. But then after the halving, it tends to push up the market, and so that's what we're going to be looking for. But in the short term, last week or so, we've been trapped between about 68.5 and 72 on Bitcoin. So let's go to the charts. Okay, should be seeing my Bitcoin day chart.
Yes.
All right, thank you. And this is what I'm talking about, this consolidation range right here. We were over 70 for a few days last week, dipped below over the weekend, and as you can see now, we're about 69.7. We were down as low as 68 earlier today. Take a quick look at the hour chart. So, I was doing some day trades and some additional swing trades in this zone. It does look like it's pretty good for support around 68.5. So take that into consideration. If you didn't get in here and you want to get in now, you could probably do that on a swing trade, but hold some funds back to make additional purchases if necessary. Okay. And we did break above the all-time high zone that I had drawn a couple of weeks ago. And then I've got this Fibonacci extension here where I'm looking to see, potential resistance at around 76.6 and then up here around 85 and change. So, if it hits 85, that'll be a good problem to have. I'll have to consider whether I'm going to sell some additional portion of my bag. I did sell a quarter of it when we hit 70, so I've been trading off of those funds a little bit on some swing trades. We'll see how that pans out. So that's Bitcoin on the day chart. Ethereum, yeah, it's kind of consolidating between about 36.5, 36.50, and just under 3,500 in this zone here. We have not hit the all-time high yet for Ethereum, which is in this zone up here around 4,300. So any questions, comments, or speculations regarding the markets overall before we go to Altcoin Alert to find some day trades and swing trades? That was a long question. All right, let's get started. So I'm on Altcoin Alert. I'm on the Altcoin radar setting. I'm going to reload, get the most updated data. The first sort I usually do is an AA score. And we have stacks above 80. I'm looking for values above 80 usually. Sometimes I'll fudge a little around 78 or 79, but these are high percentage moving coins. Stacks, I've been trading a lot for the past couple months. I like it. So let's go check out that chart. We'll look at the day trade option first for the day trade layout on the 15-minute chart. Take a quick look at the 5 to see. Oh, I need to be on the actual. I was looking at Anchor earlier. That's another one I set alerts on today. Okay, so on the 5-minute, we did have a dip sequence. We had a squeeze, a bubble, 1, 2, 3. So this would have been the entry, but it would have been a little too soon. And it did dip some more until it's finally come back. So had I been trading off the 5-minute chart on the 1, 2, 3 dip early this morning, I probably would have done a couple additional purchases and gotten out right about now. My first purchase would have broken even and then made some nice profit on the second and third. And again, if you want to set an alert on this, wait for so you get that better entry on a retrace, maybe down here in the green zone, which is my support on this chart, using the supply and demand visible range Lux Algo indicator. You can set an alert, right click, add an alert. And I usually use the information source as the name, so that'd be AA score. I've done this many times, so TradingView remembers it. And then on your notifications, choose how you want to be notified. I go with my app on my phone, pop up on my computer, and play a sound on my computer, and choose what sound you wish. Most of them are pretty good. The alarm clock and beep beep are kind of obnoxious. So that's how you do that, but I prefer 15-minute charts and alerts on the RTI, the relative trend index. Been trading off this for about 6 months now, 6-7 months, and pretty good results with it on my manual trading. And today I took this trade right here. I'll go ahead and use the vertical line. So I had an alert set that if it broke below the 20 and came back and broke above it, that alert would go off. That happened here at 12:45. And I'm going for a 1% move on the chart at 10x leverage. Actually 1.3%. I raised that a little bit a couple weeks ago. So I got this move here, in less than an hour. I was in and out with 13%. So I like that as a day trade. This dip and recovery is a pretty good entry most of the time. Maybe about 40 to 50% of the time you'll have to make an additional purchase to make it work. Like here's an example of that. Yeah, this one from Sunday goes up briefly and then dips. Not that much, though, less than 1% before it goes back up. So that's not a great example. For me, if it dips between 2 and 4% on a chart, I'll usually make an additional purchase. So, well, how do you do alerts on what I just showed you? That's pretty easy. You right-click on the RTI and crossing up on the 20. If you choose once per bar close, it'll stay on all day until you turn it off. Again, your information source as the alert name and the rest is the same. Now, since I'm a pretty experienced day trader, I trade both directions, both long and short. Since we're essentially in a bull market, I'm kind of picky on my shorts lately. So I want alerts to go off when something happens in either direction. So if you're trading spot, just do the one I just showed you, the crossing up. But if you want to trade both directions and you have some experience, go ahead and choose this entering channel function. 80 on the top, 20 on the bottom, once per bar close, and click create. And that'll give you, if it breaks above the 80 and comes back down, that'll trigger this alert and you can evaluate it for a short. If it breaks below the 20 and comes back up, like the example I showed you, that's usually a good position or good entry for a long. And then other potential entries are, like we just had a break above the 50. This candle hasn't closed yet, but this could be a nice entry on a trend trade. And then I use this cumulative delta indicator for confirmation. It's trending up nicely on the 15-minute chart. So not financial advice, but this could be a go. Yeah, I think I'm jumping on this one. So I'm on my other screen with my trading software up. And I'm going to take this STX long. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Oh, and that alert is right click, add an alert, crossing up. So instead of the 20, like I showed you last time, you just choose 50, gets past that midpoint with some force and some confirmation. That can be a good entry on a day trade, something we're trying to get 1 to 2%. Okay, you can even go up to 80. That's this value here. As you can see, let's bring back the vertical line. The break above the 80 did really well here on Sunday. Picked up about, well, not quite 1%. So actually, had I taken that one, I would have been in it for a little bit. Yeah. eventually it did come up to pretty good position though. Yeah, it took 13 hours, but eventually went up over 5%, which is a really good day trade. Okay. So those are the options I use on the RTI, the dip and break back up on what I call a 1, 2, 3 dip or pump, and then the trend trades with the alerts on the 50 or the 80, mostly the 50, but I do use the 80 occasionally when the market's pumping. Any questions on the STX day trade option? Okay. Let's look at another. Yeah, that's the situation I just took, the STX that broke above the 50 and still green. We'll see if I can get my full 1%. So that trade I already took. Let's go ahead and look at Anchor since the alert went off. This one's kind of putzing around the 80. These can be frustrating. It breaks up a little bit, then dips down, breaks up, dips down, breaks up. It's the nature of these kind of alerts, though. Had I taken the first break, which would have been right about here, yeah, I just would have gotten out with my 1.3%. So, but not feeling this one right now. Plus, we're in the red zone. That's a little dangerous. Taking a long right at resistance can be a low percentage play. So I'm not going to take that anchor trade at the moment. All right, let's go over to Altcoin Alert, and we will do another sort. That was the AA score sort. Let's do a reload. I've been using a social activity sort more than I have in the past. Looking for not this. We don't want fire and poop. Fire and fire, or fire and thumbs up, like we have here. And then I'm going to look for coins I'm familiar with trading. I don't usually day trade new stuff. I might try that first on a swing trade or two, and then do it. But CFX has been people have been talking about that lately, though it took a big dip the last couple days.
Is Link showing up at all? There was some people talking about that a few hours ago.
I'm not seeing it. You can sort it.
No, I can't see it either.
See if I can spell. All right, Link is shown bullish on the AA score, negative on the activity sorts, and mostly bearish. So
Not so good.
AA is not loving Link at the moment. Okay. See social activity. That's what I was looking at. I think we were going to look at CFX. DGB, I haven't traded this in a while. Up 22%. Maybe that's too much. See, this is more what I like. This Bell protocol up 6% today. It's got fire and a thumbs up. That could be a winner. Let's look at that one. See if that's still on my list. I think I took it off. I think I lost a trade with Bella. And sometimes I'm superstitious, and then I banish it if I have a bad trade with it. It's on Bybit and and most of the foreign exchanges, and I think it was Kraken as well.
Oh, have you got anything left?
What do you mean?
Well, if you ban them every time you lose a trade.
Oh yeah. Well, not just a loss, but like a really bad one. Something that kind of ruins my day. I haven't had a ruin my day trade in a while, fortunately, but it's the nature of trading. You're gonna have losses from time to time. So, but I thought you were asking me something different. All right, Bell is just about on everything. So it's on MEXC. And I was going to see if it's on Kraken too, but well, we'll look at it since I have it up. And okay, on the 15-minute chart, it's doing some of this action, which I like as a day trader. It looks like it could be ready for a short. It's hit this red zone 3 times and broken down each time. The break wasn't very much, the most recent, and now it's heading back up. Bitcoin, let's look at this on a shorter term. And yeah, it's almost back up to 70K where it was in the wee hours before it broke down to 68. So Bitcoin's trending up. I'm certainly gonna be reluctant to take a short until I see better evidence of trend. So I'd pass on that on this one, but I'd probably still set the alert for both directions. So on my RTI, I'm going to choose entering a channel 80, 20, once per bar close, and you know the rest. So I kind of like it from that viewpoint. For our other sorts, like breaking above the 50, looks like this one's done pretty well. Clear break above the 50 here, nice move. Broke below the 50 here, made a good move down, broke back up here, and made a nice move up. So the 50 looks good in Bella's recent past. So that's an easy one. Crossing. If you choose crossing, it'll let you know either direction. If you're just trading spot or you just want to trade longs, choose the cross up option. If you just want to short, choose the cross down option. If you want both, choose crossing 50. And again, that was a social activity sort. And you know the rest. So any questions on Bell? Okay, let's do a long-term sentiment sort, and we'll look for a swing trade. So reload. Long-term sentiment. And I want to match that up with the Elder Impulse Daily. So sentiment, what people are talking about online. Elder Impulse Daily is a technical indicator. When they match, that's something worthy of further investigation. So I'm not seeing many matches. Radium, maybe. Bitcoin Cash has been sort of glomming on the Bitcoin news. Gala, I like. I trade that a lot. Anchor, we just looked at that. So LTO, it's been a while since I've done that one. I think Gala moves a little bit better because it's cheaper, where Bitcoin Cash is hundreds of dollars. Gala is just a few cents. So let's look at Gala. I think we'll get better movement. And we'll look at this one as a swing trade. So this is a different layout. I'm on the 30-minute chart. I still use the supply and demand visible range, but I use the super trend for entries because it's alert friendly. And then I look at my Trendio LSMA, which is a moving average indicator, and I'll put that together in a moment. Now I forgot what coin I was looking at. Gala, that's it. All right, so Gala on the 30-minute. We're going to see this a lot today, that they're coming out of the green zone on the 30 and the 1 hour. So these can be good entries on swing trades. We just had the SMA turn green, but we have had 3 red candles, though mostly sideways, but dipping down a little bit. So if you may want to wait till the buy signal triggers. That would probably happen right about here. And then going back up to the red zone is pretty close to 10%. So I like that. And I'll just go ahead and set this alert. I'm going to right click on the super trend. Should give me a menu. All right, there we go. You can go direction change if you want to trade it both directions. Buy is the next one coming up. I'm going to leave it on only once. And then this is a long-term sentiment buy. And I usually choose handbell for my swing trade alerts. And click create. So when this gets some green momentum, and if it stays green on the SMA, that's a go for me. And I'll try to ride this up back to the red zone. That's how I often do my swing trades. I think it would be reasonable to get in now, try to maybe get a limit order down just a little bit, maybe 0.0634 or something like that. So you can save on some fees. And if it dips down, grabs your order, and then maybe it takes off or maybe it keeps dipping, hold some funds back. I'd say on a swing trade, I'd probably get in at maybe a 5 to 10% move against me, make another purchase, and then try to ride both of them back up. Any questions on the theoretical Gala swing trade? Okay, we're moving along pretty well. Any questions or comments about Altcoin Alert overall before we head over to iCoinPro? Okay. Let's go to iCoinPro then, the home of the 1, 2, 3 dip. And I like their RSI SPY and Buddy Coin Crawler tools. We'll look at both. Going to reload. Now this morning when I was looking at this, the green call, the 1 hour RSI was green all the way down because the market had dipped in the early morning, but throughout the day some of these coins have recovered, so there are fewer left that are in the green zone on our 1 hour RSI. RSI is an indicator similar to the RTI. Actually, RSI is much better known, where RTI is a little more obscure. But the relative strength index was one of my favorite indicators when I first started. So nothing wrong with looking at that one. CFX is on here. And I was looking at this EtherFi as well, which I hadn't traded before. Okay, it just dipped out of it. This was in the below 30 when I was looking at this about half an hour ago. And then we've got some Bitcoin pairs, which I don't really trade. So let's go ahead and look at this CFX Conflux. We'll look at this as a day trade. Okay, it's on crypto.com, Kraken, KuCoin, though I'm not sure if that's a good thing anymore. XC, which I've been using lately, and then, Binance and probably Bybit as well. So it's on most of the exchanges, but you'll probably have to use a VPN to trade it. I X'd out of it and didn't select one. Let's go to the Binance chart. And on the 15, we're in the green zone now. On the RTI, it has not broken back up above the 20. So if you want to get in on this as a day trade, I might be a little aggressive and try to ride this up to the SMA line is 3%. And then I see some resistance here at around 8%. So I think I'd be looking between 3 and 8% on this as an exit. For my entry, when it breaks above the 20, I would get in. Crossing up, 20. Once per bar if you want to leave this on for the rest of the night. And this was RSI SPY. And probably go with 3 notes reverb. Click create, and then you're good to go on this one. The 50 did not do well, at least on the long side. It nudged it here and then dropped. Here and then dropped. And then here and fell dropped like a rock. So the 50 is not done well on this one. I wouldn't use that. I'd probably just stick with the 20 on CFX. Okay, any questions on this one? Okay. Another way to sort this is look for what's pumping. So sort it the opposite. So once something pumps, it'll often dip down, which you could short, or then long it when it starts to come back. I'll show you an example because my hand gestures on a Zoom call probably aren't that useful. We looked at Bell already. Let's look at this DGB. That's kind of an older one. It really didn't have a very good score. It's in the 60s. Oh, we have an alert. Anchor again. Yeah, that'll happen when it's putzing around the 80, or if you have an alert on the 50 or on the 20, it'll keep going off when it's not making a significant move. Just dipped below the 80 again, which tempted to short this, but I don't think so. Let's see, where was I? We were going to look at DGB. Yeah. And you can use this drop-down menu to open Trading View if you want. I'm not sure which layout it's going to open at the moment. Okay, this is my basic chart, which I don't really use anymore for day trading or swing trading, but I still have my Ethereum and Bitcoin on it. So I'm going to exit out of this one, and let's look at this as a swing trade. I still have DGB on my list. Okay, so this looks quite a bit different than what we've seen on the others. And it had that spike up here to a little over 2 cents and then drop back down. So that seems to be 2 cents seems to be the resistance on this one. So on the long side, do a buy. And this was RSI SPY, I believe. On this one, I might go like a direction change, maybe trade it each direction. If you're doing a direction change, you want to choose once per bar close, so it stays on to do the different directions throughout the day. And bell. Yeah, so right now it's on the buy side. I don't know if that's going to hold. The SMA is trending up, but the candle action's kind of going against it. Sort of a divergent situation. So if I get a sell, I might be tempted to take that short. So I can get it right down here or down here. Probably 2 to 5% on a day trade, and then double digits on a swing. That's what I would do on that. It's a swing short. I don't do those very often, but I've got a couple running now that are doing pretty well. On a long, when the buy alert, the sell alert goes off, and then maybe it doesn't do much, or it dips a little and then comes back on a buy. Something like this is what you get, what you would want. Let's say you missed this buy, so you set an alert for another buy. You get the sell, and then you get the buy again about 2 hours later, and then you catch this move. That's really good, 20%. So it seems counterintuitive to set an alert for buy when you actually have a current buy going. That's just because you want to catch that retrace. Okay, any questions on DGB? All right, let's look at the Buddy coin crawler option. So Buddy coin crawler, named after iCoinPro jargon, Buddy coins, the coins that you're watching throughout the day. I usually have 5 or 6. And sometimes I'll add to it later in the day and take one out, something like that. So I'm sorting by the average low to SMA, and I'm looking for values 4% and higher. And preferably something I have a little history with. Some of these meme coins are popping up, like dog Wi-Fi hat or whiff hat. Jupiter, I've heard of, but haven't traded yet. INJ, I've traded this one sometimes. Radium, mentioned earlier. Filecoin. So let's look at INJ, or maybe Filecoin. Look at that one. I think that's on Coinbase, isn't it? Yeah. So look at this as a day trade on the 15-minute chart. It just broke above. Yeah, broke above the 20, dipped back down, went back up, dipped down. So this is slightly late entry, but not bad. If you want to get in now. And to the red zone is 9%. That's a great day trade. So that's something you may want to consider. Or you can wait till it hits the 50. This has pretty good results when it hits the 50 or breaks above. You know, this long position caught this move. Then on the way down, it broke here, went up again, and took this drop. So yeah, overall, the 50 could be a good option as well. Right click, crossing. So this will catch it either direction, once per bar close, and you know the rest. So that's my day trade on file. Let's take a quick look at the swing trade option or layout. All right, so on this one, it just broke out of the green zone and the SMA line just turned to green. So we don't have a green trigger on supertrend yet, but I don't mind getting ahead of the supertrend if I have these other two things in play. So yeah, this could be a decent entry. I like it better if this candle is turning greens. Looking a little undecided at the moment, but you've got, you know, almost 7% to the red zone. And then if you want to go deeper into it, yeah, probably get 8 or 9%. So yeah, on either layout, Filecoin looks pretty good. Any questions on this one? Okay. Any questions on anything we've talked about? I know some of you guys emailed me on a few things. Let's see if any of those folks are here. No, not really seeing them. So if there's nothing else, I will wrap it up here. If you're watching on the recording, I appreciate that. I'd rather see you live, but check out the opportunities in the pinned comment. They help support the channel. And I will see you guys hopefully on Friday. Bye.